Good morning, everybody. Going to give a couple minutes to let everybody get in here that might be up on this fine Sunday morning. Right at 32 degrees here in Clinton. Hey, Jamer. Good morning. Good morning, Julia. As you can see, we still have some fog that just is relentless, that's just stubborn as all get out, will not want to go away. Hey, sis. But, just in time for the Chiefs game today, I think we'll start seeing some sunshine, and you better be wearing your sunglasses. That sun is it's gonna look like an inferno when it finally is able to pop out. Morning, Ruth. Just drinking some coffee. I spent the last 3 or 4 days kind of going through the LRC, taking a look at some ensembles, stretching out through the month of March, and fog is stupid. There's a scientific word you don't see very often. Good job, sis. Hey, Steph. Even my name is Sunny. Take a look at that. Stephanie called me Sunny. By golly, I'm just a ray of sunshine this morning. Well, after this sun pops out today, probably sometime right around the noontime, lunchtime, we should be in the sunshine for the next 5 to 7 days. We're looking here just off the 7 highway, Cass County and Dayton. One of our cameras we have accessible from Nader Boys. It's going to be a lot of fun as we head into storm season this spring with so many different camera viewpoints that we'll have throughout west central Missouri. So let's take a look at once we actually get through this fog this morning and the sun breaks out, we'll start a warming trend through the week. Now, unfortunately, if I don't see that we get up into the 60s like we hope, but at least mid to upper 50s by Thursday and Friday, with the warmer temperatures staying just a little bit further south. And I'll show you why here in just a second. Morning, Gene. So even as we go all the way through day 7, we're still going to be hovering right around 50 degrees here in west central Missouri. So that is why I got all these ads on here. So let's take a look at the jet streams, because this is where it gets really interesting as we go into February and into the first part of March. So basically what we're doing here, we're taking a look at the 200 millibar height, which is going to be several thousand feet above our heads. These are the steering winds that will propel the systems through our area. And this jet stream is actually called it's actually going to be pulling in all that Pacific moisture that's going to be entering into the United States. So this subtropical jet, what they call it, goes further south in the month of February historically. So those areas down in the south from New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, all the way into the southeast, if they are going to get a snowstorm during the winter, this is the time that they will get any snowfall, is through the month of February, because that's when the subtropical jet that is screaming is going to be at the southernmost of the North American continent, and then it will begin its slow retreat back up to the north. So going through the LRC, we are currently right now in day 24 of the third cycle of the LRC. So some of the storm systems that we have seen in in cycle number 2 and cycle number 1, as they come across, they will be drawn just a little bit further south. Now, if you guys remember, it's been kind of the bullseye of these snow systems to be set up from about Wichita, Kansas, through Kansas City. Now, if we pull those south by 100 miles, that's about where we can kind of expect the next storm systems to originate and to affect. And that will kind of put west central Missouri in a more favorable position to see some more snowfall during one or two of these larger systems that will come across. So let's just put this into motion here real quick, and I'll show you guys. This is the 30th. Now, if you remember, I had put up a long-range forecast based on the LRC, February 7th through, actually about the 10th, but 7th through 9th is going to be our next minor storm system that can bring some rain/snow to our area. And then we start kind of a calm period. That's when that subtropical jet sinks down into the south, bringing a lot of the storm systems along the Gulf Coast. That's when we're going to be pretty quiet. We'll have a couple of disturbances that will bring us a little bit of rain, maybe some light snow, but it's going to be pretty insignificant. And then as we head into February 23rd through the 27th, this is when we start. That's when we'll recycle the pattern, I should say, of this last system that we had that brought record-breaking low temperatures to much of west central Missouri, brought some snow, brought some heavier snow around from Wichita to Kansas City. This is when it cycled back through again. Now, this, we probably will not have as cold as Arctic air as what we had here a couple weeks ago. Which, that sounds like good news for most people, but whenever you're dealing with Arctic air, you're dealing with a very, very dry air mass. We are going to be getting more of a Canadian air mass toward the end of February. What that means is that it will hold more moisture, therefore sets the stage for a potential of a relatively large snowstorm here in the Midwest and possibly in west central Missouri toward the end of February to the 1st of March. So that's kind of what is going on with the LRC right now. Now remember, the subtropical jet, the Eastern Pacific Oscillation, these are all very small influences on the LRC. It is definitely something that we keep watch of, and we notice and we plug into the models. But the LRC is actually the bigger picture of the puzzle. And when we're looking at And I'm not going to try to go too far over your all's heads here. But this is the East Pacific Oscillation. This is that little influence that affects our weather. A small piece of the puzzle. But it gives us some hints on what the storm system air mass is going to look like. Whenever you see this dip into the negative, this blue line, and right here we're in the negative numbers, here's the positive numbers. As we tend to go into the negative numbers, the negative readings of the East Pacific Oscillation, the EPO for short, typically means we start to see a more influx of colder temperatures here in the Midwest, a little stormier here in the Midwest. And this coincides really kind of perfectly for this system that's going to be coming in from around the 7th of February through the 9th, 10th of February. We're going to enjoy these warmer temperatures this week, but then we will begin to see a change as we head into that first week of February, right around the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. We'll see our temperatures drop with the potential to see some more rain, possibility of some light snow. We might have some travel implications during that time. It's going to be one of those temperatures that are going to be borderline. 50 miles can make all the difference. All the headaches as a forecaster that you don't like to see or deal with is going to be happening right in that time frame. But it's definitely something that we want to be weather aware as we go into that first week of February. Go ahead and minimize this. And I did want to show you, because it's, to me, this is pretty fascinating. This is that subtropical jet. And as we put this, I'm going to go ahead and put this into motion here. We're on the 31st. And every little dip that you see is a storm system. That's a trough. This here is a storm system. This is a trough. As you notice right now, this is a big ridge. This is why we're getting our warmer temperatures all this week, and we're getting some sunshine. It's associated with sinking air. If you have sinking air, you don't get any clouds, you get sunshine. So pretty easy concept there. But as we go, look here at the time stamp up here, we're on the 1st of February. We're still under the influence of that ridge. Next Friday, beautiful weather, probably mid-50s, upper 50s, and sunshine. And then you notice here's a little dip right here. This is what we'll keep our eye on as we head into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As it gets closer to the Midwest, now we have a strong dip right here. This right here is a jet stream. So we can expect right around the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they're really going to start getting hammered down here in the Gulf Coast, including Florida, Louisiana, Texas. And if we get enough cold air filtering down from Canada, they might be looking at some potential of seeing some snow all down through the south here, right around the 4th, 5th of February. And then as we get closer, here's the system that is likely going to affect us. This subtropical jet is going to come across the Midwest and across Missouri and bring us the potential of a storm system as we go into the 7th. You notice these isobars are getting real close together. Of course, what that means the pressure gradient is very tight, bringing us stronger winds. And then as we head into the 7th, 8th, and 9th, this low pressure system right here is going to actually be our weather maker for that small system coming in at that time. So the subtropical jet is going to be at the lowest southerly point probably of the season over the next couple 3 weeks. And so we will have a few small systems that will be rotating throughout west central Missouri including a little bit larger one on the 8th, 9th, 10th. And then we'll just have a couple small little disturbances pass by, a couple small chances for rain showers, maybe some light snow, and then we set the stage for the end of the month, in which that's when this strong system we had 2 weeks ago, bringing us record-breaking temps, will be cycling back through west central Missouri. So that is pretty much it on the in the nutshell for what we can expect here over the next couple weeks. And again, beautiful weather starting this afternoon. We'll see some sunshine finally, and hopefully we'll have a Chiefs win to celebrate against the Baltimore Ravens, and then we will have really a beautiful week this week. Hopefully be able to get out and fix some of those potholes I've been seeing some horrific pictures of up in Kansas City off of 435, and I'm sure many roads are like that. Our parking lot at work is like that. Many highways are suffering from this extreme cold, extreme wet time period we've had over the last couple weeks. So maybe we can start seeing some street crews out there patching up some of the potholes next week. I am on for a few more minutes if anybody has any questions. I will be updating the visual aspect in our Facebook group with a updated forecast and an updated future cast that I will be posting here later on this morning for you to be able to reference to as we go through the week. There's not going to be a whole lot going on. Most of the National Weather Service centers are going to start issuing out their storm spotter seminars this week and next week. So I will have more information for those that might want to take an online seminar or an in-person seminar from the National Weather Service. You're more than welcome to private message me, and I can get you guys set up with the when's, how's, what, and where's on that. I know several of you have already mentioned that you would like to do this, and I will tell you that in March, as the National Weather Service begins their Severe Storm Awareness Week, with my new position with the county as Deputy Director of Emergency Management, I am in a process of possibly scheduling a severe storm awareness seminar here in Clinton. We're working on ways to give away some free weather radios, maybe, and so if anybody wants any information on that, it will be on basic safety, identifying factors of severe storms. We'll be touching a little bit on storm spotting. It's not necessarily going to be a storm spotting seminar, but it's mainly going to be geared up for the safety aspects and some common terminology used in the severe storm season. So if anybody is interested in maybe coming to something like that, you can private message me as well, and I'll keep you up to date with any updates on in that regard. Place a snow order for the 3rd week of February. Oh boy, I tell you what, it's not going to be far off. So, and again, we're kind of looking at, this is right, actually still going to be, I don't see much changes in this regard on the extended forecast, but if you take a look, February 23rd through 27th, we're going to start getting into that Arctic air, much colder, with possibility of some rain and snow. So, don't give up on that. Don't give up on that. We're going to have an early last frost date. So as far as an exact date, it's going to be hard to say. With the way that, and I'll show you guys another. I'm going to be doing another live broadcast for the central part, Midwest, United States, for my other group called Tourcon. You guys seen a post or two. I'm a radar tech, and I'm also doing a little bit of social media for them. I'm going to be using this as part of my graphic as well, and I'll show you guys. This is the El Nino. El Nino is also yet another factor into the LRC. So you got the El Nino, you've got the La Nina, you've got the Pacific jet stream, like we had just talked about. The EPO, the Arctic oscillation, all of these are small influences that affect the LRC. El Nino does affect our weather, and we can see as that Pacific jet stream dives south and has been remaining south, bringing in all that Pacific moisture. We can definitely see El Nino playing a part. Now take a look here on this picture. Let me maximize this a little bit. So this is the temperatures above average of that stretch of Pacific Ocean. And notice we hit a couple of high points. One was right around the November 25th range, and we were almost 1.5. That's a very strong El Nino at that point in time. And then it kind of leveled back out, still in the strong classification. It boosts back up here right around the New Year's. It got back up to a very strong El Nino. And you notice since right around January 1st, you see this decline. And this will continue to be the case. During the wintertime is when El Nino is at the strongest point. And we will begin to see it as we go into spring, begin this downward spiral here. Now take a look at what the probabilities here that were issued by the NOAA. The red here is El Nino, and obviously December, January, February, very high. January, February, March, very high. February, March, April, high, but it's starting to come down. Now look what happens in March, April, May. During those 3 months, it really begins to bottom out. And then by the time we get to April, May, and June, now we're back into a neutral complex. So, and then as we keep going, look at this. And we get all the way over to August, September, October. They are suggesting we are moving back into a La Nina phase. So that's when that pocket of Pacific water will begin a cool down and will become actually a little cooler than average, and we'll be back into a La Nina cycle. But typically during this transition time that you see it going from El Nino to a neutral phase, typically that is when you have your active time here in the Midwest as far as storm systems. And with it occurring during April, May, and June during severe storm season, this is also another indicator that we're going to have a very active stretch of severe weather here in west central Missouri. La enchilada. So, we look all the way out into the March, April, May time period. Looks like west central Missouri, we're going to have a very active storm season. So, as we get a little closer, make sure we stay weather aware. I've got a lot of cool things in place in conjunction with my newly appointed job as being deputy director, as well as here in Subby's Weather Talk. We have some great ideas. I'm pretty excited over what the springtime is going to bring. We're going to be in conjunction with Nader Boys. They're a homegrown storm chaser team right here in West Central Missouri. We're going to have access to their live feeds. We're going to have access to their camera angles. So a lot of things are going to be happening this spring. Hi, Rachel. You can take a delay in your February birthday snow. All right. I love storm systems. You know, that's what I feed off of. Whether it's winter storms, whether it's severe storms, that's what I feed on. Gets my adrenaline going. But I've got to tell you, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move into spring and get talking about some severe weather. I'm done with the snow and the cold, and I'm ready to move on. So also February 1st, we will be rolling out our yearly fundraiser. And I got to tell you guys, there are some exciting new items that we will be raffling off this year. I've been getting several messages from businesses, from individuals who wants to help put a raffle item out there. Man, there going to be some really cool stuff out there this year. So I'll have all that information coming up here in just a couple days. Next couple days, I'll be posting where you can, and you know, the donations, guys, and I hope, you know, I started this 2 years ago, only because it became such a financial burden for myself, because there's so many things that I want to bring to the table as far as software, radar packages, live streaming, all of this obviously costs money, and I'd love to do it, but it just got to be, it was just kind of strapping me down. So I started that first year of just having a fundraiser. Anybody, it's a goodwill donation, and if I mean, there was several people that donated $1 or $2, and you know, I was tickled to death with that. I mean, every penny helps, and so I'm very grateful. We had a strong outpouring of support for the room and the website. So I did that again last year. We were able to be a part of the LRC this year, which it's just fascinating. A lot of my forecasts are based upon the LRC. Got a great working relationship with Gary Lezak, the founder of the LRC. We're in constant communication with each other. And this year, my goal is to be able to get, obviously, all the software packages, the radar data, the website, to get all of these software packages and the website paid for the year. And then I would also like to become a corporate sponsor of the LRC. And what we will gain as a group with that is you guys can shoot me a date up to 10 months in advance, a specific day, and I can plug it into the dashboard, and I can send you over on email or through a private message. I can send you over what the high is, the low is, percentage of rain, how much snow. It's endless what you can do as far as planning, whether it's agriculture, whether you know, you're getting ready to have a wedding, birthday party outside. I mean, anything like that. So very, very exciting. And of course, in order to do this, it's going to be a relatively large monetary struggle to get to that point, but that's my goal. If you don't set your goals high, you'll never obtain them. So, but in light of that, everybody that donates anything to Subby's Weather Talk is going to be put into a drawing that we will have live, that you will stand a chance to win anything from a weather system, a full weather station for your house, a weather radio, t-shirts. We have gift certificates from restaurants, from I've got 2 from Cincy, 1 from Yankee Candle. I've got Chamber of Commerce gift certificates. I've got some really cool, innovative weather puzzles, so to speak. I mean, it's awesome. So we're going to have a ton of opportunities to be able to win a little something, as well as helping out the room. So all that will be coming out February 1st, and I'll have all that information in our Facebook group and on our website. Hi, Joe. Not happy about the forecast. My birthday's March 1st, and cold weather won't help my opening day dream of going to Bennett Springs. Joe, let me tell you something. If you're still on here, what you need to do, you need to get a hold of my dad. Because if we used to go down I used to go down every March 1st for opening day of Bennett, all the way through high school, college, and beyond. And I took my dad down for the very first time. And he does not like fishing around people. And boy, has he got a story to tell you. You know, once that whistle blows, opening day of Bennett, everybody's throwing their lines out in the water. Everybody's throwing their lines out in the water. Dad gets a hit. He sets a hook. And when he lifts up his line, it looked like a cobweb. There was about 15 lines that were all just clustered together. And a guy on the other side of the river said, "Hey, I'll take care of this." So Dad let out the slack and went to the other side of the river. The guy picked it up, took his toenail clippers, clipped everybody's line but his own. My dad come unglued. So we almost had a Royal Rumble down there on his first look at what March 1st down at Bennett Springs was. And I didn't know if I would ever be able to get him back down there again after that. But he did. We enjoy it. All right, guys. So let's take a look real quick here. So we took a look at the temperatures. We took a look at the jet stream that would propel in these systems. So let's I'll do a quick look here with you guys on the actual precipitation that we can expect with these storm systems. So right here is the timestamp. This is 128. And then, of course, we're going to be under the influence of high pressure systems, sinking air. That's what's driving our sunshine and 50 degrees this next week. And then as we get closer to right around the second, this low pressure system is fairly weak. It will be bringing some showers to us. This is when we start that little active system that is going to play a part for us on the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. But we'll have a few showers around the area on the 3rd and 4th, and this is going to be the system that we're going to be watching as it pulls up into the Midwest. And you'll see what I mean as far as being a battle between the cold and the warm air. There's the 540 line right there. Remember me telling you about the 540 line? That is where you can expect to see ground temperatures at 32 degrees or below. And then as we go into the 7th, 8th, 9th, that's when things become really active here in the Midwest and West Central Missouri. So we see rain and thunderstorms starting right around the 7th. And then we'll see that 540 line, that freezing line, start to dip down a little further south. And it depends on how fast this freezing temperatures can get across the West Central Missouri, whether we're stuck in the rain thunderstorms or whether or not we'll get some snowfall on the back side of things. And right now it's showing on the back side some small accumulations down from northwest Missouri down through KC, down into southeastern Kansas. So that is the system that we are watching. And it's not going to be a big system, but it could be enough to bring us some light snow and definitely at least a half to 3/4 of an inch of precipitation during that 3-day stretch. Oh, I'd love to see David on here, Joe. I miss all those guys. I'm so dang busy. We need to get all the cousins together. I think my sister even mentioned it here. Oh, it's been quite some time ago, but it'd be really fun to get all the cousins together. I missed the first time they did that up in Kansas City. A lot of the cousins got together. I think they might have went to the casino and ate dinner and hang out for a while. But man, wouldn't that be fun just to get all the cousins and friends of the family together and then I get all of the sublets on board with Subby's Weather Talk. All right, guys. If anybody doesn't have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to end this. Everybody's got to get time to get ready to head to church. Root on a Chiefs victory this afternoon. So they're going to have a tough match this afternoon, that's for sure. I feel like the key to the game this afternoon is going to have to be containing Lamar Jackson, keep him in the pocket. You keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket and get him a little stressed out, we'll let our defense do the rest. Hey, good morning, Tim. We had Tim. Tim is part of Subby's Weather Talk, and kind of give a shout out to him. He does so much work with AMVET for the veterans and taking them out hunting, the disabled vets, getting them out and letting them be able to have opportunities to hunt and fish. What a great service you do, Tim, for our veterans, man. All right, guys. And again, I'll be updating our Facebook group and our website. Our website. Remember, we've got every week I update the video news, weather in focus. Great video podcast for you guys to follow, especially if you're in the agricultural industry. Great group of guys made up of two meteorologists, both believe in the LRC, and then there's an ag specialist as well. They touch on all the subjects of ag, from livestock to row cropping, all the way through the corn belt. So definitely check those video news out on the website, and check out the blog, as sometimes I actually post some. I think this last post on the website had a lot to do with the LRC update. I will be videoing the LRC update for this coming week, and I will be posting it onto our YouTube and Facebook channels as well. So, keep your eye open for that, for Gary's update on the LRC this week. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a morning. Everybody enjoy the Sunday, and hopefully we'll get some sunshine here in about 3 hours to help kind of give everybody a jump start to the day. Go Chiefs, and I'll be talking to you guys